Alright, a little bit of a nighttime vibe. Gonna cruise home. Gonna stop and get some gas first. Running the same setup as before. Check the previous video if you want to know the setup, or just drop me a comment and I'll describe it in great length. Don't think I'm gonna run any tunes for this ride. Maybe I'll call an audible on that later. Get this closed. So we're gonna cruise home. It is about an hour-long ride, so I'm not sure that I'll be filming the entire time. Maybe I will be. We'll see. I know for sure I'll at least get some footage up to the gas station, because it's not too far. It's pretty close. And I might even skip the gas station that I typically go to. So, for context, I am currently riding from Huntington Beach to downtown LA. And every time I do that, I fill up as soon as I leave Huntington Beach, like right after I leave the little neighborhood that I'm in. And I always feel like I get home with, maybe half a tank or just shy of 3/4, maybe just a little bit more than half a tank. And it's cool and all, I'm not really worried about any type of efficiency or anything like that, but what I am trying to not do is have to stop again before I go on my next ride from home. So I say all that to say I am going to try to skip my typical gas station by a little bit, get a little bit deeper down this street here, which would get me essentially closer to the freeway. And therefore, since I'm filling up later, I will get home with a little more gas. I know at the end of the day, it's the same thing. You're using what you're using, whether it's now or later. Like I said, it's not about conserving or trying to ration or preserve or anything like that. I just want to get home with as much gas as possible for the main purpose or intent of having as much gas as possible for my next run, so I can just hop on and go. It's kind of like I'm filling up now to do the work now so that I don't have to worry about it later. And so if I'm going to take that approach, then I may as well set myself up for success as best as I possibly can and make sure that I have as much possible gas. So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it makes perfect sense to me, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. Jumping to the camera settings, as you guys can see, the sun has completely set. And just for context, this is my typical gas station here. It's basically the first light out of the neighborhood that I just left. And so the camera settings, right? The sun has set. We are still on the DJI Osmo Action 6. And we took the ND filter off. We are at the f-stop. I want to say 2.6 is as wide as you can go. You can go to 2.0 only if you have like the macro adapter on. And I've done some research. It is almost a full stop of light that you're letting in, but what you lose is the infinity focus. And so since you're losing infinity focus and going to 2.0, you really got to be picky about what's in focus versus just being able to be a little bit careless and have everything in one spot. And so I haven't really used that macro much at night. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, okay, really quickly, let me just explain it for those who don't know. DJI has a macro attachment for the Action 6, and what that allows you to do is adjust or change your focus. But what it also allows you to do is utilize this camera's maximum ability of variable aperture and gives you the full range of 2.0 to f4, whereas without the adapter you only have like 2.6 to f4. So that being said, I thought that using the adapter would allow me to get better low light performance, and it does. However, the trade-off is focus, and so For me, if I'm shooting a nighttime vibe, either there's a lot of lights because I'm in a city or I'm on the freeway, or I'm not really worried about grain. If there is grain, it's just kind of part of the environment or to be expected with a nighttime ride. The other thing is, like, from a cinematic approach, yes, you want as little grain as possible, and so from the like DP mind that I have, I'm definitely going to try to minimize that. But when it comes to moto content, no one's pixel peeping grain like that on a moto ride, so they just kind of want to catch the vibes. And so yeah, you kind of just pick the lesser of two evils, and I would rather have things in focus than minimize grain. If I minimize grain but everything's blurry, what's the point of having no grain? You know, if you can't even see what I'm trying to show you. So that's kind of my headspace there. I have not fully tested the macro adapter that I'm talking about, but in the research that I've done, those are the issues that I would run into. So I've just stayed away from it for now. I have the macro adapter. I do use it for like close-up B-roll stuff, or if I'm, you know, taking it around with the family. There's some kiddos and a baby that's, you know, always giving us something to capture, and so I'll use it for that so I can get a little bit closer. But outside of that, for moto stuff, I haven't used it just yet. Catching kind of all of these lights here, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm not in a rush to get home. This video might end up being a little bit longer than it needs to be. The good news is I have plenty of storage, and I don't know, got nothing else to do, so may as well catch a vibe. This is the, I guess, second video that I'm making today in terms of filming. I have not had the chance to dump any of this footage, or really what I want to do is review this audio on my computer. Haven't had the chance to do that yet. And so with that, I don't even know if this is a good setup. This might be a terrible setup, and both of these videos are going to be cooked and trashed, but I'm hoping that's not the case, because the ride to go get some lunch, and you know what, it's funny, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't capture any footage of lunch, and I said I was going to. I'll throw up a picture that I took, I'm sure, in that video, and maybe that'll be how I end it. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely trying to figure out the workflow and put myself in the mindset of, like, if I was doing this full time, how would you approach it? How would you ensure that you get all the shots? It's kind of like this. I'll break it down this way. When you're going on a wedding shoot, let's just say, you may flop your first one, or it's not the best, and by the time you do your, you know, 10th or 20th wedding, you have a little bit more of a workflow in your mind, and so the stress before the wedding, during the wedding, and definitely after the wedding while you're reviewing the footage, it's minimized. And so I don't feel stressed at all about these rides. However, I do want to try my best to maximize the ability to capture stuff, be able to post it. And so yeah, just trying to put myself in that mindset is like, maybe I'm going to go on a long ride, and someone who's been doing moto content for quite a while would say, I need XYZ, or I need to make sure that I do XYZ. Well, those things I don't know yet, and that's kind of why I'm documenting, to be able to share what that journey looks like. Because I think about a Chase on two wheels. He gets called to a Harley press, and you know, he gets to make content on the street glide and the road glide, and he knows what to bring. He knows how he's going to shoot it. He kind of already has the video mapped out in his head, so to speak. Obviously, he's still going to go on the ride, and if something cool and fun happens while he's recording, then that's just bonus points, if you will. But I guess I'm just trying to think about, if I got hit up for some type of press tomorrow, or to shoot a little bit more of a production-esque video, how would I go about it? Would I be ready? And that's kind of like my barometer, if you will, of how I approach these videos, and just the level of intention that I want to take them in terms of seriousness. Like I said, intentionality. It just helps, I feel. This is the Arco that I was thinking of going to. I know it's right by that chevron that I just passed, but it just makes a little bit more sense. So we're gonna pull in here. Typically I like to be on the other side because my seat opens, but oh, we'll go over there. That works out. Hopefully this Apple Pay tap is working, because it always gives me an issue. I'm gonna cut this. We'll be back. Alright, we filled up. Get back on the road. 14 bucks isn't too bad. And we filled all the way up, so I guess you can't be mad at that. Almost 2.5 gallons. I think this bike has a 3 point something or 2 point something, and there's almost a gallon of reserve, so that checks out. Not mad at it. Alright, let's share ETAs. Gotta be kind and considerate, so we're obviously riding a dangerous machine here. I want to let people know where we're at. And let's take off.